Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Watkins-Glen International as we are here to set the starting lineup for the first of two races this weekend at the Watkins-Glen International in the Haas IndyCar Series 2022 season. It's the BodyArmor Duel at the Glen tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and then Sunday at noon Eastern Time. We got two races with three total races left to go in the season before we crown a champion. This guy right here leads the championship, Ryan Rodriguez, by only 6 points heading into this event. There are over 100 total points at stake, though, for these drivers this weekend, and a lot can happen in two Watkins-Glen events. We're only going to be qualifying for the first event, however. So this is qualifying for race number 1 of the duel at the Glen. And then race number 2, the starting lineup for that event will be determined by the fastest lap in the first race. And that could really shake things up. So if you do well in the first race, you're going to more than likely start well in the second race, and that could really translate to a lot of points for the end of the weekend, heading into the finale at Pocono next weekend. But definitely excited to see how these two races go. 15 laps each, and for the first time ever, we will have a cycle of pit stops in each of these Watkins-Glen races. We've actually done the Watkins-Glen events without pit stops past however many years we've had this event, but Watkins-Glen has essentially been on the schedule here in the Haas IndyCar Series for every single year. We had the 100th race last weekend, and this will be the 101st and 102nd Haas IndyCar Series events this weekend here at Watkins-Glen. But like I mentioned, Brian Rodriguez, your points leader here, versus round number 1. Top 6 advance on to the Fast 6, and then we determine the pole sitter with those 6 drivers there. But everyone in here looking to get themselves into that Fast 6, have a shot at the pole here at Watkins-Glen for the first race tomorrow. And positions 7 through 26 will be determined here in this round as well. And with Brian Rodriguez, like I mentioned, a 6-point lead ahead of Trey Smith coming into this event. But if someone like Zachary Fitzwater happens to sweep this weekend, just saying, we could be in store for a very interesting finale at Pocono, and it's a lot of things that have to happen in order for that to be a possibility. But you got to think Trey Smith finished dead last in 2 straight races in the middle of the summer, so you never know. Rodriguez could end up with a very similar situation as well. Just gonna have to see how it all goes down. Rodriguez will be the first driver to complete a lap under speed here in qualifying, and I believe he's just about to cross the line right there. Have to see how this compares to some of the other guys. 127.007. Of course, we run the full course here, and we skip the chicane. Of course, if you have been on the channel long enough to know, you know. It's pretty straightforward and simple. We get great racing on this course, the 3.4-mile road course here in Watkins-Glen, New York. Now, we were going to be here back in August, but, you know, things happened, and we just didn't get to it. But Rodriguez still holding on to that fastest time, but not everyone has gone out there and completed a time yet here in Watkins-Glen qualifying, so we will have to see who ends up having the best advantage here once this is all said and done. And you got to think, too, Watkins-Glen is going to be a bit of a race of attrition. This is a very treacherous road course, and it is difficult for these guys to get around here cleanly for 15 straight laps, so we're going to see some guys wreck out, and that could definitely have a major effect on who ends up getting the race victory in both events, and it definitely will have a major effect in the championship before we head into Pocono. Eric Monaco holds on to the fastest time right now. That is Trey Smith's teammate. Maybe a good sign for Trey Smith. Maybe has enough speed to possibly defeat that 13 here in qualifying. But Monaco has still never won before here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Could have a good opportunity at doing so here today. We'll just have to find out and see. Rodriguez is still second, and Rodriguez has taken the top position back away with his second lap. I think a lot of these second laps are going to be pretty fast here at Watkins-Glen, but Rodriguez had a real fast one right there. 126.177. Rodriguez has really been coming up strong as of late here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Grabbed the win at Pikes Peak 3 races ago. Right? That was 3 races ago. We went to Portland the week after that, finished top 5 there. and almost got the win at Chicagoland, but he actually lost some ground to Trey Smith in that race because Trey Smith essentially put him in the wall. Now, there is a point at stake for qualifying right here. However, there will not be a point awarded for the fastest lap for race 1, which will determine the starting lineup for race 2, so no one gets a bonus point for the race 2 pole. So with that in mind, one less point there for these guys to grab a hold of, but these guys are definitely going to be fighting for it hard here in this session. Of course, you got to think, too, top 6 advance on. So you got Rodriguez, you got Monaco, you got Turner, you got Justin Zaidel, Angel Oliveira, and Landon Smith Jr. Now Nicholas Samadillo inside that top 6. And the last time we were on the road course at Portland, it was Turner and Samadillo who were the dominant drivers. They might be dominant right here. And this is a home one for Jesse Turner. Bit of a hometown race for him. He's third quickest right now in that number 38 machine. Oliveira took that spot back away. Kingart is now in second. Great run for Kingart. He's done an excellent job on the road courses this season, winning at Willow Springs and Canadian Tire in 2 places where he essentially went flag to flag after starting on the pole. So possible we could see that here at Watkins Glen, but if there's any road course where a driver could go flag to flag, this is the least likely road course for that to happen because a lot happens here on this 3.4 mile road course. Chris Reynolds there inside the top 6. Now Turner on the bubble. Zaidel still inside, Monaco still inside, and Kingart, Reynolds, and Brian Rodriguez. And Rodriguez is clearly faster than everybody else right here. Not a good sign for Trey Smith. Trey Smith still trying to get something to go his way. 17th right now. Not at all where he wants to be. And then Zachary Fitzwater, 25th. Of course, Cole Raymond's only 77 behind. He's been a bit more on the upswing. He is... he just moved himself up to the field, I think. No, yeah, he did. 15th for Cole Raymond, not as bad. But Landon Smith Jr. is a guy who's only 88 behind, and, a couple of wins here at Watkins Glen could easily put him in a position at Pocono to possibly get something done. He's second right now. Justin Zaidel on the bubble for the Fast 6, but it's still Brian Rodriguez, the fastest driver. Landon Smith Jr., Chris Reynolds, Richard Kingart, Eric Monaco, and Justin Zaidel. There is Angel Oliveira there in the 25, currently 10th quickest. Was inside the Fast 6 for a moment, but could not hold it off there. These guys, they go about 10 seconds a lap faster, I think, than the Cup guys. But then again, it's been a while since I've done a race here as well. I mean, obviously it's been a while since we've done a race at Bristol. We're going to have a race at Bristol tonight in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. This track, it's been a while as well, and definitely great to see it come back, of course. One of my favorite tracks in the game. But, yeah, I forget how slow the Cup guys go, but it doesn't matter, now does it? Because we're here for IndyCar right now, and these guys are going pretty fast around this place. So excited to see who gets the race victory tomorrow, who gets the pole for the second race, and just how this championship will end up shaking out at the end of the weekend. I think a lot is going to happen this weekend, which could set it up, and we could possibly see Ryan Rodriguez clinch the championship. Heck, Trey Smith has an ability to clinch the championship. If you head into that finale race with a 54-point lead, the maximum amount of points you can get in one race weekend is 53. 1 point for the pole, 1 point for leading the most laps. You get the bonus point for leading a lap, then the 50 for the win. So if you leave this race with a leave this event, and leave the second race on Sunday with a 54-point lead, that driver behind you cannot mathematically catch up to you in the points. It is impossible. It's actually, 53-point lead is enough, because the minimum amount of points you will get in a race weekend is 1 point. So anyone with a 53-point lead will essentially have the other driver at hand. So if the points leader has a 53-point lead at the end of the day Sunday, that driver clinches the championship 1 race early. And it actually has technically happened before. It happened in 2018. Nicholas Samadillo clinched it 1 race early, and then we just canceled the finale race because who knows why? I don't know. Who knows why I do any of the things I do anymore. Hey, it's the same top 6 here, looking to go for the pole in the Fast 6. Brian Rodriguez, Landon Smith Jr., Chris Reynolds, Richard Kingart, Eric Monaco, and then the 5 of Justin Zeidel, looking to go for the pole for the first of 2 races here at Watkins Glen. And then, like I mentioned, the fastest lap in tomorrow's race will determine the starting lineup for race number 2 on Sunday. Of course, these guys will be going out 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for 15 laps. Definitely excited to see these races. I've been looking forward to these 2 races for quite some time, and these guys are going to put on a show. No doubt about it. Jesse Turner looks to start alongside Noah Clifton in row 4. Elijah Gordon and the 55 of Caleb Rose in row number 5. You got Angel Oliveira, Ace Garcia in row 6. Nicholas Amadio, Jay Knapp in row 7. Cole Raymond and the 28 machine of Zach Winkle in row number 8. Trey Smith and Brandon Nelson in row number 9. The 11 machine of Ethan Lewis and the 02 of Scott Upton in row 10. You got the 67 of Thomas Troxel, 66 of Zachary Fitzwater. Upton and Troxel are actually tied, which is kind of rare for a road course. I think Troxel holds that tiebreaker on Upton there, so that will change. Reggie Fogelman and Nathan Faden. And we just think if Faden did not have his issue at Portland, he may be in position to possibly win a championship here this weekend. And then you got the 18 of Logan Williams, our last winner here in the Haas IndyCar Series, and then the 17 of Brock Nelson there at the back of the field. Not at all what Trey Smith or Zachary Fitzwater wanted. With Brian Rodriguez being in the Fast 6 here, they're going to hope he wrecks out in tomorrow's race, and they have an opportunity at moving through the field a little bit, but Brian Rodriguez kind of came out of nowhere and just stole the spotlight away from both Trey Smith and Fitzwater. I mean, remember the early part of the season, it was Trey Smith and Fitzwater pretty much the whole way through, and then Rodriguez kind of out of nowhere just started getting consistent. He's going to be in that Fast 6 with Landon Smith Jr., Chris Reynolds, Richard Kingart, Eric Monaco, and Justin Zeidel. Like I said, a tiebreaker between Upton and Troxel. Troxel holds that on Upton, so Troxel will start ahead of the 02 there. And yeah, other than that, that's how to line up from 7th to 26th. You will see the full field starting lineup at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and see who wins the pole here from Watkins Glen for race number 1 in the Duel at the Glen in the Haas IndyCar Series. And we are ready to go for the Fast 6 here from Watkins Glen, only qualifying for this first race. And then, like I mentioned, second race of the weekend will be determined by the fastest lap in race number 1. Brian Rodriguez, Landon Smith Jr., Chris Reynolds, Richard Kingart, Eric Monaco, and Justin Zeidel going for the pole here from Watkins Glen. 5 minutes to set a time here around this 3.4 mile long racetrack. This is actually, I think, the second longest road. Actually, I think Coda is just slightly bit longer than this one. But this one's a much fast. Well, Coda was pretty fast, but this one is much faster than Circuit of the Americas, and these guys get around here pretty quick, so let's see how everybody goes here. Justin Zeidel, the first driver out there in the number 5. It's not been the best of seasons for Zeidel, of course. Missed the Indianapolis 250, but of all the guys who missed the Indy 250, he's actually highest in points, 157 behind. With 3 races left to go in the season, he is mathematically eliminated from championship competition. This guy is not. Brian Rodriguez, the points leader. And with Trey Smith starting 17th, Zachary Fitzwater starting 22nd there, Cole Raymond starting in the 15th position. The only other guy he really has to worry about maybe is Landon Smith Jr., who is in this top 6 in this Fast 6 session, who's 88 points behind, which is still over a race worth of points with 3 races left to go. So it's going to have to take a colossal failure out of Brian Rodriguez, I think, for anyone else to really win this championship at this point. But that's why we race. There's 2 15-lap races, and there's a lot of attrition here at Watkins Glen, and I think we're going to see that play out in both races tomorrow and on Sunday. There's Richard Kingart, who has done excellent from the pole this season, 2 wins. You know, it's interesting. Justin Zeidel is the highest driver in points who missed the Indianapolis 250, but the other 2 guys who missed the Indy 250, Richard Kingart and Chris Reynolds, have both won races this season. Kingart winning at Willow Springs before the Indy 250, and then, of course, at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, and then Chris Reynolds won the Michigan 100. And Zeidel has not won a race in this series since 2018, even though he won the 2019 championship. I say that like every video. I improv this whole thing, and I'm beginning to realize just how boring I actually am with my information. But hey, what you gonna do? It's not like I'm making a career out of this. The amount of time and effort I put into this, and I haven't made a dime. It's actually kind of humbling in a way. Seidel is going to be the first driver to complete a lap here, under speed. Duel at the Glen qualifying. I think we're going to have 2 laps for most drivers here. So that second lap is going to be the one that really determines who gets it here. Justin Seidel going to come around here, though, and be the first driver to complete a lap. I think Rodriguez is going to be fast again. And I'd watch for that 13 to possibly get that bonus point for winning the pole. Seidel goes 127.167. The next driver to complete a lap will be Brian Rodriguez in the number 13. You got Chris Reynolds and Eric Monaco. They're just about to complete their flying lap and start their fast lap. And then you have Rodriguez there in the 13, Kinghart in the 97, who will be finishing up their first laps here shortly. Landon Smith Jr. is also on his fast lap here, and then Seidel's on his second fast lap. Of course, I think Seidel's definitely going to get a second lap. Rodriguez should be able to get a second lap as well. Monaco's coming back down. There's an issue on the 37. That's a tough break for him right there. He's not going to get a fast lap in. There is Rodriguez. He's behind Seidel there, so not exactly what he would want starting for this race. Here's Kinghart in the 97. And Kinghart's going to go to second. Rodriguez a bit slow there on his fast lap there. And then Landon Smith Jr., next driver in line to complete a lap under speed. Chris Reynolds going to be that last guy. I don't think Monaco's going to get back out there. It's a tough break for Eric Monaco, but he will start in the 6th position for tomorrow's race. And Landon Smith Jr. to the top of the board, but Seidel's on his second lap, and he is going to surpass that 34's time. Now the thing is, will Landon Smith Jr. get a second time in? That's the big question, because if he does, he will more than likely be faster than Seidel. Chris Reynolds will be the last driver to complete a full lap under speed. Eric Monaco had an issue and did not complete a lap. Just realized all 3 guys who missed the Indy 250 are in this Fast 6 shootout. Reynolds the 4th. Let's see what the 13 of Brian Rodriguez can do here with his time. Rodriguez across the line. I know he's going to improve, but I don't think it's going to be by much. He goes to 3rd. He's going to surpass the 97. That's not a bad place to start. Seidel still holds on to that faster time, but Kinghart might very well improve his time off the 13. Richard Kinghart across the line. Goes to 3rd, so Rodriguez back in the 4th position. And really the last driver I think who's going to have any shot at completing a lap going to be the 34 here of Landon Smith Jr. I think you'll also see Seidel do so as well for a 3rd lap. We'll have to see if Landon Smith Jr. can knock off the 5. That extra point will go a long way in the championship if he can get it. He's got it for now. Will Seidel surpass him again? No, I think that's going to do it. Landon Smith Jr. Monaco's trying to get back out there, but he's not going to have enough time. I think Landon Smith Jr. has just won the pole for Watkins Glen. Now, the downside to winning the poles at the outside lane is actually where you want to be in the start. Seidel's going to be in the prime position, I think, for tomorrow's race to possibly get the race victory. We'll see if Chris Reynolds, because Chris Reynolds will cross the line here if he does surpass anybody. This is his 2nd lap. And Reynolds in the number 50 machine is not even going to improve his time. About a second off of Landon Smith Jr. there. Landon Smith Jr. wins the pole for the Duel at the Glen race number 1. He gets a bonus point for that. Eric Monaco will be 6th, even though he did not get a time in this session because he had an issue. You see the starting lineup there on the right-hand side of your screen. Landon Smith Jr. and Justin Seidel on the front row. Richard Kinghart and Brian Rodriguez in row number 2, and then Chris Reynolds, Eric Monaco. And then after that It is just Jesse Turner, Noah Clifton, Elijah Gordon, Caleb Rose, Angel Olvera, Ace Garcia, Nicholas Samadeo, Jay Knapp, Cole Raymond, Zach Winkle, Trey Smith, Brandon Nelson, Ethan Lewis, Thomas Troxel, Scott Upton, Zachary Fitzwater, Reggie Fogelman, Nathan Faden, Logan Williams, and Brock Nelson. That is how they will line up for tomorrow's Body Armor Duel at the Glen, race number 1. We're going to do it twice. 30 laps of action across the two races, 15 laps each, so we're going to have a lot of Watkins Glen action this weekend here. And tonight we'll have some action from the Bristol Motor Speedway and the Turkey Hill Truck Series, the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250 laps at Bristol. So a bit of a shorter race there, but should be a lot of fun with the trucks tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Congratulations to Landon Smith Jr. for winning the pole, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time for Body Armor Duel at the Glen, race number 1. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys later!